Hakeem Jeffries of New York is a member of the House Judiciary Committee. He's also co-chair of the Democratic Policy and Communications Committee. He joins us now. Thank you for being here this morning. Big night last night. First, your thoughts.
Well, I think it was a tremendous night, and it was a validation of our effort to develop and articulate a closing argument to the American people that we were going to stand for the people, not for the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected, and focus on lowering health care costs, kitchen table pocketbook issues, increasing the pay of the American worker, and cleaning up corruption in Washington, D.C.
Were you surprised you didn't see more success on your party's part in the Senate?
Well, I can't speak about the Senate other than saying that I know it was a very tough map. You had 10 states where you had incumbent Democrats running, where Donald Trump had been victorious in 2016.
Right.
And by my count, you had incumbent Democratic senators in key states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia, surprisingly, win re-election.
During our Fox News coverage of the election last night, Molly Hemingway made this point, and I want to run it by you. Listen.
I think it's actually challenging for Democrats because a lot of the seats that they're picking up are these candidates who were moderate, who were appealing to voters precisely because they're moderate, to come in and make it an investigation agenda as opposed to an agenda to help the American people, might put those very same seats that they just won to get the majority in jeopardy.
So how is that going to play out for you now?
Well, we were very clear in what we said to the American people we would do if they gave us the opportunity to govern, and that would be to try to drive down the high cost of prescription drugs, to work across the aisle in a bipartisan fashion to fix our crumbling bridges, roads, and tunnels. We think there's an opportunity for a real infrastructure plan. We would invest $1 trillion, create 16 million good-paying jobs. Donald Trump has said that there's something that we should do for America. And it was Donald Trump that said we need to drain the swamp. We agree. Let's clean up corruption in Washington.
Some are suggesting that Nancy Pelosi is stealing that line of sorts. So are you suggesting that it is a realistic thing to think that Democrats in the House are going to work with the president here on his agenda?
Well, I think that the American people have said there should be divided government, and when the American people in their infinite wisdom give Democrats in the House the ability to govern the majority, what they're saying is we should work together.
Well, let me give you this latest development from the president via a tweet. He's been sending out a lot of tweets after last night this morning. This on Pelosi. In all fairness, Nancy Pelosi deserves to be chosen Speaker of the House by the Democrats. If they give her a hard time, perhaps we will add some Republican votes. She has earned this great honor. What is the strategy there?
It's not clear to me, but what is clear is that the effort to try to weaponize Pelosi to stop Democrats from taking control of the House of Representatives failed miserably, in part because we ran on the issues and we were where the American people were at. The defining issue of this election was around health care, and we are going to protect people with pre-existing conditions, not because they're Democrats or Republicans, but because they're Americans.
Will she lead your party? Do you want her to?
Well, I support Nancy Pelosi, and I believe that she's led us into the majority now, not once, but twice. But we do have to make way for generational change across the ideological spectrum if we're going to continue to be the party of the future as Democrats.
What a night it was. Thank you very much for waking up early and coming on set this morning.
Thank you for having me.